Good morning, guys, and welcome back. Today we are going to talk about Bitcoin and gold, but before that, we got a surprise from the guys at Forex. Let's see what's in the bag. Well, I'm so curious. Of course, it's money. The Forex has dropped a 75% deposit bonus for AlphaFX members and followers. This is an exclusive offer. You won't find it anywhere else. All you have to do is just enter AlphaFX75 when you're claiming your deposit bonus, and the 50% will become 75%. Now, this opportunity is truly wonderful just the day before NFP, and I cannot emphasize enough that how many people took advantage already of the 50% deposit bonus. And with this 75, you don't have to risk your own money at the most volatile data in the economic calendar. Remember to add the AlphaFX75 code when you're claiming the deposit bonus. Good luck. On the chart, you can see Bitcoin on the 2-hour time frame. But before we move into the technical analysis, let's stop and start with the macroeconomics. Now, the current macro mood is being shaped less by the price action than by what is happening beneath the surface. If you follow the economic calendar, you know exactly that yesterday, data twin strike, May EDP delivered a whopping 37,000. That was a very disappointing number. And ISM services decreased below 50. Now, this is a sign of contraction and reignited the concerns that the labor market is moving from resilient to fragile. And it's actually faster than what the Fed dot plot indicated 3 months ago. And if you read the news, you can see that big investors are shifting away from the US market. What it means in practice, it's the uncertainty that Trump and all the policies and what's happening all around the world delivered a very perverse situation where the traditional assets don't perform that well anymore. But if we look at the gold chart on the 2-hour or 4-hour time frame, doesn't matter, you can see that gold moved sideways for a good week, and finally we started to see some breakout, which we are going to talk about first, because this is one of the first opportunities which the market brings to us. Now, with all the uncertainties that's happening in the world and all the cracks that we see in the US economy, with the labor market is shifting from slowdown to fragile, gold is most likely going to gain attention by traders as a risk hedging asset. Now, if we start with the technical analysis, because I talked already too much about the macroeconomics, but if you're interested, go to alphafx.eu. If you want to hear more about the fundamentals, more about the macroeconomics, and of course, if you want to see my entries, my positions, the same as this one, you can see on Bitcoin, I'm already running 675 pips profit since yesterday. This was sent out to the team members yesterday and this morning. And let me show you my Discord. So this was the crypto analysis sent out this morning. You can see that I already have stop loss, TP, everything sent out, and this was the position from yesterday, and it's running at 681 and 540, let's call it 550 pips profit. Now, if you want to take my trades, if you want to follow me, go to alphafx.eu and take advantage of this £199, because the website is under development, and as soon as the new website is ready, there will be no lifetime membership at this price. It's going to cost you £900 instead of £200. Now, moving back to the chart, let's see. Gold currently is in an upward momentum. You can see on the big picture, there was a massive downward sending channel, and we managed to catch this downward move and then the bounce back up. And unfortunately, after that, I had some losses because price was moving sideways. But finally, price broke out from this consolidation and from this downward sending channel, and you can see the technicals are pointing straight to 3,400. Now, that is the first target, 3,400. I see two potential entry points. The first one is the current price at 33.65, but there is a possibility that price is going to dip back into this consolidation. But because we have this bullish channel moving upwards, the chances are less that price is going to pull back. This is why I entered into a position, and let me show you my live position, which was sent out for the members in Discord. I showed you already. Now, I entered into a position, and the first take profit should be always and always the previous high. Now this is the 4-hour time frame. The first take profit level, always the previous high or previous low. This is a rule of thumb for professional traders. Take some money off the market. Now this is about 140 pips away, but my target ultimately is at 3,400. So you can play with your stop loss depending on what is your position size, but ultimately I'm targeting the previous high and then 3,400. How it looks like on a trading view chart, you can see if price shoots up from the current price level, the first take profit level should be at the previous high. Second one, the previous high, and then the target is heaven. But I will be conservative and my target is going to be 3,400. If it goes down to 3,410 or 20, I will leave some runners, but I will take 80 or 90% of the profit at 3,400. And remember, this is already 300 or 400 pips for 1 day work. I think it's perfect. And now let's go down to Bitcoin. On Bitcoin, things aren't easy these days, but I'm not going to go into the fundamental details, but you can see that the crypto market is currently bleeding out. Bitcoin couldn't hold the new all-time high at 112,000, and since that, it's in a free fall. And if you look at the technicals, you can see that we have one of the most beautiful bear flag channels on Bitcoin ever. Let me see my open Bitcoin positions. You can see that it's running at 700 pips profit. So since I started making this video, it already gave another 100 pips just by holding the positions. Let's see if you can enter into the position with me. You can see that we have this bear flag channel with the flag pointing upwards, but the price is going downwards. Also, we have the daily pivot and the weekly pivot, and if price trades below the weekly and the daily pivot, it's a clear sell. And you can see that this channel is already started to break down, and yes, there is still time to enter into positions. So if you're watching the video and currently the price is at 104,000k, you still have a ton of room below that. So if you enter now into this position, and I'm not saying you should enter because I'm not giving financial advice, but if I haven't had any positions, and if I were to enter now, I would enter here and place the stop loss above the daily pivot, which sits at 105,000. Let's call it 105,000. So anyway, you know what? I'm going to enter into another position with you right now, but this is going to be, you know, a smaller position because I have already 2 big bangers, 2 10-lot trades since yesterday and since this morning. So if I would enter now, which I did, I would put the stop loss, you know, somewhere around here. We have a very nice support level here, but never trust the support in a downward trend because price is going to break it through. I leave this red mark, this red line on the chart. I'm going to make a follow-up video and show you how this support is going to break down, because I bet my hat that this is going to break down. So the profit target should be the same as with the larger positions. I would say 103,000 is very reasonable, but moving back to trading view, you can see that 103,000 is one of the lowest lows that we had on this bull flag channel. And the ultimate target should be around 101,000. I doubt that price is going to dip below 100,000 because it's a strong psychological level, but anything is possible. And never say never. So the ultimate target is going to be somewhere between $101 and $103,000 per Bitcoin. Now, once again, if you want detailed macroeconomic analysis with technicals, and if you want access to my entries, if you want to trade like me, with me, go to alphafx.eu and become a member today.